Now we'll take a look at system preferences. System preferences are the preferences that you can set for the operating system and various components of it. You can get to preferences from the Apple menu, the System Preferences command, or in the dock. Here's the System Preferences icon. Let me click in the background. This is System Preferences. It has a new icon, and you can open System Preferences from here. Now, this is what you will see when you see all of the system preferences, and I'm going to right now hide the dock so that we can see the entire system preferences window. And in fact, what I will do, remember you can position the dock anywhere you want. If I put the dock over here, it will appear when I mouse over it, but this is an area that I will probably not be using during this section of the tutorial. So I can move down here without showing the dock accidentally. Here are the various system preferences. We saw when we were looking at printing, we saw the print and fax preferences here. Whenever you are looking at a specific preference, you can then go back and show all of the preferences and then go and look at another preference. Each preference will be loaded inside the main system preferences window, and we will always come back to here. There are categories of preferences that you will see here, and what you see will depend in part on what is installed on your computer, but by and large this is the entire set of preferences that you will see, except for this category, Other. These are preferences that are installed for optional third-party software products that support system preferences. Now, applications usually have their own preferences, which you can set from the Applications menu. But these are preferences either for the operating system itself or, in this case, for software that has been added onto this computer and that does not have a visual representation in the graphical user interface. In other words, there is no MySQL application that I can launch in the Finder. So I have to be able to control MySQL from a preference here. And in fact, what I can do is start and stop it and determine whether or not it is automatically going to start up when I start the computer. I cannot use preferences from the MySQL Preferences menu because it doesn't exist. So what you will see is third-party applications here that use the System Preferences dialog to provide their own preferences. But what we will do is walk through this, and you can see I have forward and back arrows, so I can go back through the various ones that I've been playing with. And before we go into individual preferences, what I want to do is to show you something that we can do in searching for preferences. Let's say I'm interested in wireless. What has happened is as I started to type, several preferences were shown here and they're highlighted here. Notice as I get out of here, if I start to type W, I have a long list. I, it's narrowing down and I'm picking up a Win server, Windows, with came up, airport because it's going for wireless. As I keep going, I get fewer and fewer of these. So for example, if I'm looking at password, I can start typing this and I can see various aspects of passwords that I can set using system preferences. Everything is highlighted here, and as I go along, I've gotten as much as I can get from password, but if I go to password hints, then you can see it's all in the accounts preference. So it's very easy to use this to search for preferences and to see the sorts of things that they support, because although it is basically intuitive, certain things such as security show up in different areas of the preferences, and it might not be exactly where you expect to find it. So certainly do search if you can't find the information that you want in the preference that you think it might be in. And now what we're going to do is to go through the preferences basically in alphabetical order, so we'll jump around a little bit.